and go to the gym. You saying to her about fat things. If you say fat things, they're not listening to you.
Oh, okay, fluffy things. But that's only for the PC. I mean, look, you know what it is, yeah? But
you might get cancelled for that one there.
For me?
Yeah.
Well, they can't cancel me.
No, it's like...
That's why I can't be cancelled. That's why I can't be cancelled. There's nothing that anyone pays me for online anymore.
I feel you.
You can't cancel me. Because there's no one puts money in my pocket online anymore.
So now you just want to
So why are you so...
You can't, but back in the day, I was cancelled.
Cool.
Yeah.
What'd you get cancelled for? Tell me.
Hit me online.
What'd you get cancelled for? Tell me.
Okay, so see, okay.
Because it feels like wherever he got cancelled for, man's trying to clean up his image. Like you're gonna try to throw him under the bus.
About 10 years ago, the way I used to discuss certain topics that are being discussed now, I wasn't balanced. I knew what I was doing. I was intentionally inflammatory, but I knew that if I was offensive, one, it would go viral. Yeah, I'm being honest. I knew, and I knew that it would get traction. So I would say things on purpose to rile up the internet so that it will go viral. This is what I said to you before. If your aim is to try and create change, I'm saying, because you said that's you said it was God's work you're doing.
Yeah.
And if it's God's work, you're trying to create change.
Yeah.
If you know that if I know and you know that if I address somebody in an inflammatory way and call someone a fat thing, even if she is fat, I know it, even as a PT, you know that if you try to get clients and call your clients fat online, all right, I need 7 fat women. If I want to get girls to go to the gym, I know as much as you're right, if someone's clinically obese, they are fat. But you and I both know that if you call women fat, they're not going to listen to you.
I'll give you a prime example. I'll give you a prime example on that. Yeah. So today, someone sent a Run Club video from Chicago, and then I clicked the comments, and the first 4 comments said, "Oh, I would love to come, but I don't see no women who are built like me." Then I clicked the woman's page, and I saw why she said that. Because she's overweight. Then I clicked the next person.
Built like a fridge. 1960s Smeg fridge from back to
But this is what I mean though. But see that comment there.
So you see,
so you're being inflammatory on purpose.
No, China. Look. Now you said that. She might have wanted to come to the Run Club.
Yeah.
Because she knows that she's overweight.
Yeah.
But now you said that.
She feels insecure. She doesn't want to be.
But can I tell you something? I'm sure.
She don't want to be the linebacker.
If I was being a PT, I'm sure that I would probably have a slightly different.
Why, please? Be true to yourself.
No, because if you're saying because if I'm trying to get people to train with me, and what you're trying to say, you're trying to create an area where they feel as if they can whatever. You see me? Cool. That's the difference, right? Whether or not you like what I'm saying or not, you are still fat, and whether or not you train with me or not, show me a 60-year-old, a 70-year-old fat person that's walking around. You won't, because they all have diabetes. They have their limbs amputated, or they're in mobility scooters. So you care more about them than me?
No, but once again, let's address the point.
But anyway, if
your MO,
if
your MO is to create change, this is my point. If you want someone to change their behavior, if that's the point, I think it's fair to say, psychology-wise, the moment you are inflammatory, the moment you are derogatory to somebody, they switch off.
Recently, I've said comments about black women's hair, and whenever you speak about women's hair, I'm sure they said, oh, don't be speaking on black women's hair, stay at black women's business. I'm sure you heard that. What I will say is I can speak on black women's hair, because as a black man, God's grace, one day I will have daughters, but I have 3 black sisters, I have a black mother, I have lots of black nieces. I grew up in a time when I know when my sisters would relax their hair. It was a quite African thing. It was known to, your hair was unmanageable, so they would relax their hair, destroyed their hair. Obviously now they don't do that most of the time. Okay, so I know what it is. I grew up in that home. I know the effects it had on my sisters. All of my sisters now, they have natural hair. One of my sisters wears weave, but she has her hair natural underneath it. As a protective style, real protective style.
Whoa. What kind of cop out is it?
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna tell you.
You can't say one has natural hair under the weave.
Wait, I'm gonna explain it to you. So when we speak about women's natural hair, what do we say as black men? We say, okay, cool. One of the reasons that we say to women is they say it's a protective style. So we will say, okay, if you want to pick a protective style, why don't you pick a protective style more to your ethnicity? So we don't want to, European, Brazilian, Chinese mink bust down bundles. We don't want to see that. Then they're gonna say, I need it in order for work. You can't have certain hairstyles at work. What I would argue is should you really want to work in an institution or places where you can't be yourself or have your hair? They may say it's the only one. I say, okay, then what we need to do is we need to open our own institutions where we don't have to change our hair in order to conform. That's one aspect of it. Okay, then we're going to say another thing. What do we say to our younger to our younger girls, to our younger daughters, that in order for you to go out into this world to be successful, to do well, you need to put on this English, this
Code
Peruvian,
switch.
this. What is it that we're saying to them? And you know where does this come from? This comes from this assimilation. Okay, this comes from slavery times, assimilation. When in order for them to have to go into the world, they had to try to make themselves look like white women. Now. A lot of times women say we love our weaves, they'll say we love our wigs, it's all these different reasons, but a lot of times we trying to get to the core of it, and the core of it is this: your natural hair is beautiful, and as black men we should be creating a scenario where women feel that they can be with their natural hair with us. So what you're saying is, I wouldn't say that because I'm not trying to be inflammatory.
What you said right now is perfect.
No.
This whole dialogue I just now, the monologue, that's perfect.
Yeah, because
you haven't been inflammatory.
No, because-
and they'll listen to that.
No, but if
No,
I'm-
but they won't see it.
No, but they'll listen to that.
But they won't
No, but
see
if-
it.
No, anyone who watches this podcast doesn't watch the clips will listen to that.
No, but
so once again,
what I'm trying to show you is there's always this version. You just this version I've
always-
given.
in the
There's
long
all,
form.
there's never
the
ever.
long form.
In the
There's
long
all.
form.
and that was fine. That's
No,
my
but
point.
there's
So
always-
you know how to deliver it like
No,
this.
but there's always this. I just tried to show you this version that exists there. But
And you know how to deliver it.
No, but you have tapped into the version just like everybody else would.
Can't be inflammatory and diss people.
Can I ask you a question?
And expect them to change.
Why do you seem to think that people are not changing because of me? Because
I didn't say they're not.
Because I'll
I
keep
said
it
they're not.
real. Shout out to Blue Baddie, go check her out. We went viral on Sinner's podcast. That was one of the most viral shows that it had. And when I don't know if you ever saw it. I get paid. I don't know if you ever saw
yeah,
it.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Cool. She made 10 bags that week after that initiation with me. A lot. In actual fact, all these OF girls make shitloads of money after going interaction with me. I'm just like, I should be blessing them just by my interaction. But she made 10 bags.
be blessing.
No, she did. She made 10 bags. I think she made 50 bags that month. And then her life spiraled out of control. And then I remember the whole thing was about, have you thought about your son? Like when he gets older, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna send him to private school. I'm like, are you alright? Old money versus new OF money. These private schools a lot worse. I was trying to make it explain, so we went back and forth, whatever. But in the end, I could show you messages I've got in my highlights. She changed and she told me, listen, that clip that I needed, that was the beginning of me changing my life. I need to change my life for my son. She's done the 360. She's an estate agent. She's done all these types of stuff. Like,
How did you speak to her?
bro, that was the rawest.
No, I'm saying.
What do you mean?
No, but I'm saying when she's come back to you and when you're having these conversations, are you being inflammatory as Gabriel said, or are you speaking to her softly?
Bro, so softly. If I could hug her through the message, I would hug her.
Okay.
I'm there showing the messages. I said to her, can I show the messages, yeah?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, she's tagging me saying, oh, Chai's my bro now, this, that, whatever. And do you know how that made me feel? It made me feel because when it first went viral, the initial thing, but at the end of it, she's now telling me I thought about it, my son, and she's changed her life. Like, that one thing there is God's work, my guy. Do you get me? And she was an OF girl, and now she's not doing it no more.
I'm not going to for 1 second disregard and say that there are not people who hear a harsh message and don't change.
Yeah.
Of course they are. What I'm saying is that for me, if the MO is to create change, okay, and we know that generally speaking, and I'm not saying you're attacking, but generally speaking, if you attack somebody in the same way, like as a man, for instance, I'm not very, what's the word? I'm not that sensitive. So you telling me that I'm a brokey.
Yeah.
It's not gonna make me crawl into my shell and stay in my dark room on the laptop because I can take it. Whereas there are other men who you attack and call them a brokey who will go into their shell and not come out of their dark room. And I'm saying, like, for those set of people, maybe they need to hear the message and change.
Yeah.
There's a way that a conversation needs to be palatable. As my mum will always say sometimes, it's not what you say,
That's how you say
it's
it.
how you say
Well,
it.
I'm not gonna call him a brokey, but I promise you this.
Go on.
It doesn't matter what I say, when that girl says it, he's gonna feel it. So it don't matter what I say. So here's the thing, I can tell you, bro, and this is what you're doing. You're saying to your best brethren, bro, you know what, your personality is good, bro. It don't matter about the whip, don't matter about the watch,
I wouldn't say that.
No, wait, hold on a second.
I'll never say that.
I'm just saying, essentially what you're doing is, you're making them fall into self-sense of security, then they step out, and the women make them realize what it's really about. So all I'm gonna say to you is, bro, like, I don't tell, do you know how hard it is for men now? It's not good enough to just be a good man, bro. We promise, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. So what good is it me telling to my young G's as well, you know what, just be a good guy? Nah, bro.
It's useless.
It's useless.
It's useless.
It's useless when the girl wants ambient light and wants digital dash. What's the point?
I wish he was here for the
What's the point?
you know, the